this is TK, and that is Redward back there. He will be making an appearance or not. But yeah, today I am going to tell you about Gene M. Auel's book series, which is titled The Earth's Children's series. Pretty much, I'm going to give you an overview of all the 6 books. I'm going to be doing further reviews of the books in depth. I'm going to try to keep this as information based as possible and keep my personal opinions out of it because I do have a lot of personal opinions about these books. I kind of grew up with these books. I started reading these books when I was in grade school, actually. My first introduction was Clan of the Cave Bear, um, which was a very intense introduction to a book series, especially at a young age. But yeah, I kind of grew up with these books, so I have a lot of feelings about these books, and my feelings have kind of evolved um, as I've grown up, and I'm going to share those feelings in the more in-depth reviews coming up. But right now, I'm just going to give you a synopsis of each book to kind of give you an introduction to the series. Um, there are 6 books. The first book is Planet of the Cave Bear. During the series, let me just say this: the series covers the paths of two human beings, uh, Isla and Jondalar. The first book is centered on Isla and her growing up, and uh, then her moving on to the next book. Pretty much the Clan of the Cave Bear. Isla is found by a tribe of Neanderthals. They call themselves a clan. Uh, the book kind of goes on, covers her growing up in the clan. And one thing I really, really like about these books is that there's a very in depth attention to detail on like survival needs and, you know, living out in like Ice Age, in a cave, which is really cool. Jane Miss Eel actually did do a lot of research in Southern Oregon. She actually went in and did survival techniques and training and whatnot. So she is able to really give you a real life practical understanding of what it might have been like for these people growing up, which is I think is really cool and is true throughout the series. So yeah, the first book is Clan of the Cave Bear. It covers her life growing up with the clan. At the end of the book, there is a kind of an intense conclusion to it, and she is pretty much ostracized from the clan, and she has to wander off and make her own way in the great wilderness and look for her own kind, which are human beings as opposed to Neanderthals. Moving on to the Valley of Horses. Valley of Horses introduces Jondalar to the series. The way the book is set up, it covers Isla's journey as well as Jondalar's journey and how they eventually meet, which is kind of a cool story. It's kind of a cool thing. Both their journeys are very, very unique and very different. Isla ends up spending 3 years isolated and alone in a valley where there is horses, hence the hence the name, the Valley of Horses. Jandalar actually travels down following a river on like a journey, which in the book, culturally, they young people like sometimes kind of wander off and like explore. They want to see, what the rest of the world's like, what communities are like. So they go out and like they go out and explore and like they make journeys, and this is kind of like a cultural thing for them. So John O'Lara is like on a journey with his brother, and his journey actually spent they spend like 3 years wandering and staying some places and like having adventures and whatnot. But eventually, Jandalar and Isla meet, and there's a love story there. They do fall in love in the valley, and at the end of the book, they are actually going on a journey themselves to kind of explore, see what else is out there. Because Jandalar wants to take Isla home back to his people because he loves her and wants to marry or join with her, be her lifelong companion. Which brings us to the Mammoth Hunters. The Mammoth Hunters is an interesting one. It's a lot more stationary. There's not a lot of running around or journeying, but there are a lot of like really cool adventures. They do actually adopt a wolf pup, which is cool, which is one of my favorite parts. They call him Wolf. So there's a dog, there's a puppy, which is very cool. Which is my actually my favorite part of the book. I'll go into my reasons for that, but it's a very cool book. It's kind of stationary, like I said. Isla and Jandalar end up wintering with a group of people that primarily hunt mammoths or and like hold the mammoths sacred. So they call themselves the Mammoth Hunters. That's where the title of the book comes, the Mammoth Hunters. So yeah, this book is it's very stationary. They adopt a wolf, which is really cool. There's a love triangle, which is not my favorite part, but there is a love triangle. It's very if you're into that, you can get it. Um, and then after that, they kind of end up deciding to leave together. Isla and Jonalara decide to leave together to travel back to his people. Which brings us to the Plains of Passage. The Plains of Passage is kind of self-explanatory on the title there. There's a lot of walking. There's a lot of passage plains. But yeah, it's very cool because it kind of goes across the landscape of what Ice Age Europe might have looked like, and covers different peoples, different ways of life, which is kind of cool, very cool. It goes a little bit further into Isla and John Alar's relationship. Yeah, it's a good read. It's a good read. There's a lot of good information. Like I said, Ms. Auel is very talented at being very descriptive and painting a lot of imagery and pictures. So it's very cool to be reading and kind of see this journey and walk with these two people and see how it was might have been like. It's very cool. So this Plains Passage, they finally get home to Genelara's people, and they find the shelters of stone because all his people live in caves or shelters of stone. Um, yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. It introduces a whole new society and it goes a little more in depth into this society. It follows along with like family ties and like how like different structures and different spiritual ritual practices might be. It's a good read to think about things and like to explore, how it might have been. It again follows Isla and Jandalar, and Isla does have, in addition to the family, Jandalar and Isla do actually have a family unit, and they start growing their family, which means we go to the land of painted caves. And this is kind of cool because it kind of takes a tour of all the prehistoric cave paintings around Europe, and so it kind of like wanders around the countryside and like they kind of like see different caves, and it's kind of cool with the descriptions and whatnot. There's adventure and there's a drama and there's another journey, to get to these caves and whatnot, which is very interesting too. It's a very good read too. So yeah, that's kind of the series wrap up. Um, it's a really good series, y'all. It's something that I grew up with. That I've worked with, and like it's kind of been my comfort series. One of them, I have several, but it's been one of my comfort series. There are a lot of like historical inaccuracies, which I will be covering when I go more in depth into the books. It's definitely not something that you want to. It isn't. It's not historically accurate on a lot of things, but it does paint really, really, really good pictures for you to kind of like imagine things with. And the story arcs between John Dolar and Isla are pretty good. I think Isla has much more of an arc than John Dolar. I'll be going more into that in my spoiler books reviews. Yeah, his arc is not as evident or as gratifying to me personally. Um, and actually, the outro of the book series is not my favorite either. There's a lot of stuff I'm going to go into that I have definitely changed my views on over the years. But yeah, that's my overview of the Earth's Children series. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to hear more about these books or about more book series or other topics, let me know by subscribing, liking, sharing. Tell me what you would like. Tell me if you disagree. Tell me if you've ever read these books and you like these books. Tell me if you want me to review other series. I can't promise I'm going to review all the series you suggest, but I have a few more that I want to review. So, yeah, let me know. Thanks for watching.